Our next performer is actually from New York City. Come down to South Florida. Let's give it up for Carol Dowd-Forte!
Why does the song Night and Day stick in my head? I don't know, I have to follow Z-Rock, and you can't get more opposite than him than I am. My name is Carol Dowd-Forte, I'm 51 years old, and two years ago I decided to go back to school and get my graduate degree in writing. And I even applied for a minority scholarship when I started out. And I figured I'm an over 50 natural blonde with all original parts, and in South Florida, that is a minority. Thesis. It's called The Learning Curve, How It's Wrong With Me Made Me Right, with a W. And what I should have called it was Mastering Menopause, dealing with hot flashes and flash drives, because, yeah, that's what's going on up in here. I mean, you know, it was weird going back to school at my age, because, you know, all the boys, the guys, the kids are so young, and the girls are so perky. And I gave up on perky a long time ago. I mean, I'm happy when both the girls are pointing in the right direction when I leave the house in the morning. You know, I don't think of myself as old, I think of myself as vintage. And it was kind of weird when I first went back to school, because, I mean, I'm sitting in the classroom and there's this beautiful young woman sitting across from me, and she's very well endowed, and she's leaning over, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm a heterosexual woman. I was married for almost 25 years and I can take my eyes off a rack, so I have no idea how the professors do it, you know, how they don't get distracted. And you know, I mean, like I said, I consider myself vintage, but I get questions asked of me all the time, like I have the frickin', you know, answers to the mysteries of the universe. I feel like fucking Yoda half the time. I swear to God, the other day I heard myself saying, there is no try, there is only do, you know? And it's really hard to relate sometimes to some of the students. There's one girl asked me, she said to me, oh, Carol, I don't know what to do. My boyfriend's being so mean to me. And I said, well, what's the matter? Does he beat you? And she says, no. I said, well, is he verbally abusive? And she says, no. So what, does he try on your shoes without your permission? What the hell is going on? And she said, no, he sent me this, we're having an argument, he sent me this text message, and there's all these exclamation points and this mad face. That's what I said. I said, oh, listen, baby girl, let me explain to you what a mad face is, okay? Mad face is when your television sportscaster husband of over 20 years gets nominated for an Emmy, forgets to get you a ticket to the award ceremony. So the night of the awards, you're at home in bed with the dog alone, and you get a text message. You were right, honey, I won. Exclamation point. Mad face. So I'm in the middle of a divorce, go figure. And I have to say, it's a little, you know, a little disconcerting thinking about going out there and dating again. I haven't had a date in 27 years. And, you know, I mean, when you're first, I know that dating's changed as I have, and for some reason the little blurb on the side of the cereal box, contents might have settled during shipping, kind of keeps on. And actually that was funnier when I actually had an ass, because, you know, the whole divorce diet thing, it really works. You know? But I know that, you know, when I dated, you know, 25, 30 years ago, I know there were certain questions, you know, you wanted to know how many people that the person that you're with had slept with before. Well, at my age, I hope they've slept with at least, you know, one or two, you know. But the questions that you ask have changed. I mean, now I want to know, number one, do you leave the seat up? Number two, do you snore? And number three, is her mother alive? Because that's a deal breaker. I mean, I know that, you know, like I said, being vintage as I am, you know, I've had, at this age, I've hit, you know, I know dating's definitely got to change, because at my age, I've got to figure about 25 mammograms. So once you've had your boob in a panty press, yeah, anything, foreplay is going to be different because anything a guy can do with this can't be too impressive after. And along with the 25, mammograms, about 30 pap smears. And if you guys don't know what a pap smear is, I'm going to educate you, okay? And then it's like when you take the jaws of life and put it between your legs, crank that baby open, and the doctor tells you you're going to feel a little pressure. You think? Or imagine, if you will, and I take a tire iron and shove it in your penis. You're gonna feel a little discomfort, just a little bit. But I guess I can't be too hard on the guys because you gotta figure dating a woman who's had a kid or two, vintage. You gotta give him a little credit because, it's gotta be a little intimidating because you gotta figure anything he's gonna put in down there, way smaller than what came out. So I have a son, he's 21. He's a cinema studies major at UCF. And he's also been a Mensa member since he was 11, High IQ Society. Yeah. And, I know something was going on, pretty early with him. Because when he was about 4 years old, we're driving along and his favorite movie was Toy Story. So I hear this little voice from the back of the car say, "Mom, I got a question. How do you go beyond infinity?" I said, "Oh shit, I'm in trouble," And when I got the car back on the road, I realized that, I probably shouldn't have been too surprised because, I was on the Gifted, program 60 years ago. And my father was a certified genius who didn't live up to his potential. You teachers know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and from doing my research for my thesis, I found out that my father probably had Asperger's, which is a highly functioning form of autism. Not really funny until you realize that he was also one of the first SWAT team commanders for the city of New York. Yeah, it was a fun childhood, let me tell you. And just the kind of person that you want handling your special weapons and tactics, somebody with ADD, OCD, and antisocial tendencies. Can you imagine the scenario? Okay, man. On 3, we're gonna breach the perimeter. 1, 2, oh, look at the puppy! Yeah. Lou, we need your help over here. I gotta wash my hands, But we really need help. Screw you! ADD, hello. The other night I was in bed, here tangent, the other night I was in bed and I'm flipping channels and I came across a show on PBS. It was a 2-hour show on ADD. Think about it. 2-hour show on ADD. But then I realized that they were putting it on during Pledge Week, so they kept interrupting it, so actually it kind of made sense, Come back, come out. Now, I don't have ADD, or maybe I do, you judge. That's how I can do this, go from one thing to the other. But I have my own little tics and quirks. Surprise? Hands? No. Okay. I have an eidetic memory, which is a photographic memory. And, that means remember shit that I had no idea. It came in, it stayed, took up residency, made roots, I don't know. And, which was great. It's a warehouse of useless information. I have no idea how I know these things, which was great when I was trying out for Jeopardy. But, as a rule, there's stuff in there that I have no idea how it got there. Like, do you know that the capital of the United States was once Trenton, New Jersey? That the sound a whip makes when it cracks is the sound of the end of the whip breaking the sound barrier. And let's see, Einstein's definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Coincidentally, also defines my marriage. And explains why I'm in therapy. Yeah. But enough about me. My name's Carol Dowd-Forte. And I remember everything, but if you remember one thing, remember this. I'm vintage, and I am a dangerous woman because I got nothing to lose.